January 1st, and we're in Puerto Rico. This is Old San Juan, known for its colorful and colonial-style buildings. Its blue cobblestone streets and home of the Piña Colada. It's Christmas season, and one of the most important days is yet to come, Three Kings Day. The three kings, Gaspar, Melchior, and Balthazar, can be seen all around town. This is the street leading to the Fortaleza, the official governor's residence. The Cathedral of San Juan Bautista is the second oldest cathedral in the Americas. Inside is the tomb of Ponce de Leon. Opposite the cathedral is a street that leads to the water, dotted with some interesting sculptures. Surprise! Mark found a Ben & Jerry's. And walking past the cathedral, there was a small holiday concert. We're walking to the port in Old San Juan to take the ferry to Catania, where the Bacardi rum factory is located. Along the port is a boardwalk, and these are two of the 4 cruise ships in port.
Here we are by one of the big cruise ships. We're going to be heading over to the ferry to go over to the island of Catania.
The ferry ride is less than 10 minutes, and there are nice views of Old San Juan. We didn't go to the Bacardi factory and just waited for the return ferry. The view from the return ferry was so bad that we had to repeat the trip so I could get some nice shots of El Morro. Once back in Old San Juan, we walked along the Paseo de la Princesa. This statue symbolizes the roots of Puerto Rico's cultural heritage. We passed a huge banyan tree that looks to be pretty old. Mark spotted this guy. We passed the Capitol building as we walk to the Condado area where I'll get to play blackjack. We just crossed the bridge into Condado and take a break for what turned out to be a very long walk. 7 miles round trip, I think. This morning, we're at Plaza Colón with its giant statue of Christopher Columbus. We are meeting our guide to go rock climbing. About a 20-minute drive from the city is a park. And after a short hike, we reach the climbing area. Our guide sets up the top rope while Mark belays. We had 2 half days of climbing in this area, doing 6 or 7 climbs each day. This is the view from the top. This is the National Historic Site of San Juan, and for $5 you could visit both the Castillo San Cristobal and El Morro. We began at San Cristobal, one of the largest Spanish fortresses in the New World. It was built to protect the city from land attacks. The flags represent the United States, Puerto Rico, and the Spanish Empire. There are 3 different levels that you can explore. The second level has the main firing battery. On the 3rd level, you could see El Morro in the distance. And there are some nice views of the city up here too. It takes about 30 minutes to walk to El Morro, and with the winds blowing, kite flying is a popular activity. After entering, we began in the main plaza. Exiting the plaza, the first thing we notice is this large lizard. This fort has 6 levels. From the first level, we could see the sentry tower. And from here, we could watch the boats go by. The smaller boat in the background appears to be leading the Royal Caribbean cruise ship into port. And so we continue up the levels until we reach the top. After Mark says goodbye to the troops, we walk to another part of El Morro, where you could walk along the outside walls, which are up to 20 feet thick and 40 feet high. San Juan Gate that used to be closed at sundown to protect the city. Today we are visiting El Yunque National Forest, the only tropical rainforest in the United States. Mark shows us where we are. We have some time to explore the visitor center, which is informative and quite large. We begin our first hike, which takes us to the lower waterfall. Where standing under the cold water is popular. If that's not for you, you can watch. We continue hiking up until we arrive at another waterfall. Getting under this one is a bit tricky, but 2 from our group are going for it. We return to where we started. Our next hike is on a paved trail called La Mina. There are informative signs along the way. But the eventual goal is La Mina Waterfalls. We hike back up to complete the loop. We stopped at this observation tower. It's worth the climb to the top where you get 360-degree views. Although we didn't see much wildlife, our guide did warn us about the mongoose. Our last stop before leaving the park is La Coca Falls, right along the roadside. The next part of our tour is to kayak in the bioluminescence bay. We will kayak to the bay through the mangroves. While we're waiting, our guide called us over to see these spiny lobsters. The fisherman is also a chef at his own restaurant and insists on the freshest ingredients. It's time to kayak. This is one of our guides, and we go over the basic safety and paddling information. Our kayaks are ready. From the brochures, I expected this. This is what I really saw. Agitation makes all the difference.